Hi friends, today we are going to see the creation of a simple Webdynpro application. And to create any Webdynpro component, execute Object Navigator SEAT and choose Webdynpro component or interface from drop down. And here you should give a name to your new component. I'm just giving gdemo underscore gvserver and just press enter. So it's asking it does not exist, you want to create. Yes, obviously we would want to create. Just give a description. I'm just giving to display some welcome text, and it's asking for the types. One is Webdynpro component and another one is Webdynpro component interface. So time being, let's choose Webdynpro component. And if you observe here, the window name is itself by default the component name it's taking, and the view name it is taking as main view. And if you want to keep the same default names, you can continue with this one, or else you can give your own names here. You can change the window name and view name, but it's not an issue. It's not going to affect your Webdynpro component. Just press enter. So it's asking for the package. So time being, I'm creating it as a local object which is non-transportable. Yes, just double click on it to open that one. See here the properties. It's a component name, description, whatever we have given, created by change date, everything, 10 package, and two tabs are there: user components, implemented interfaces. Time being, just forget about these things. Uh, in the later sessions, we are going to discuss about these things. And see here different controllers are there. One is component controller, and this is interface controller, and this is view controller, and this is window controller. So we have four different types of controllers for any Webdynpro component. One is component controller, and another one is interface controller, and the third one is view controller, and the fourth one is window controller. So let's gonna discuss about each of the controllers separately. Each has different tabs, and coming to component controller, under the properties tab, just see what are the contents are there. It's normal properties and user components. We're gonna discuss later. Context, attributes. Two default attributes are there: wd underscore this and wd underscore context. And the events, no default events, and methods. Different methods are there. If you see any controller, either component controller or interface controller or view controller or window controller, you can find different methods. So these default methods of each controller are called as hook methods. So each has its own properties. And if you go to interface controller, so here no methods for interface controller, except interface controller. For component controller or view controller or for window controller, you can find out different types of hook methods. It's asking for the credentials as it is a NetWeaver applications. So I'm gonna give my credentials. Just remember, yeah, here if you see here also different types of default methods are there. Default methods called as hook methods. It's very important in while you prepare for the interview point of view. So you may face a question like what are the hook methods of different controllers, and if you go to a window controller, here also different hook methods are there. The common method for three controllers is WDD init and WDD to exit. This is the controller initialization method, and that means before initializing any view controller or window controller or component controller, it's gonna be called by default, and after before leaving the controller, this exit method is going to be called. So, and the basic thing is each and every component controller is Webdynpro component is going to have only one component controller, any number of view controllers and any number of window controllers. So, and one more thing, here we can divide total controllers into two parts. One is global controller and another one is local controller. So among these four controllers, which comes under global controller and which comes under local controller? Global controller means a component controller, interface controller, and the local controllers means one is view controller. Sorry, yeah, view controller, and the second one is window controller. So here you have to observe, first you need to understand what is meant by global controller and what is meant by local controller. So if you see here in Webdynpro component, in different controllers we are going to maintain data. We are going to store data in different attributes and nodes, and different methods will be there for each of the controller. So global controller, if you declare any attributes or any methods in the global controller, you can access those methods and attributes throughout the component. That means in any controller you can access those methods and data. And if you create any local controller data or methods, then you can access those things in this specific controller only. Okay, understand? I think you got my point. So two types of controllers, global and local controller. Now we are going to see in this session just a simple application. That means I'm just gonna display a simple text on the browser itself. So if you want to display anything on that browser, first you need to design your layout. The layout part is going to be designed in the view controller. So time being I have only one view, that is main view. This is the default view. So in this main view, go to the layout and first switch to change mode. Yeah, see here different types of layout elements are displayed here, and in the right side pane you find two different things are there. One is context menus and the one is the root UI element container. So root UI element container is the default UI element which will be the parent for all the UI elements we are going to create in our layout. So if you want to create a text, if you want to display any text on the browser, you have to first create a UI element. To create the UI element, just right click on root UI element container. Different options are there. Just select insert element. So give any ID. Just I'm giving text one. This is the ID for the UI element, and you need to choose the type of the UI element. Scroll down, down, you can find text view. So text view UI element is going to display a simple text. Just press enter. So here, if you see here, if you select this is going to be highlight, and see here, if you select this, some default properties are displayed here. Please find. And one more thing, for each of the UI elements there may be some default mandatory properties will be there. So for this text element, that the mandatory property is text. That means what you are going to display, just welcome and press enter. See, this is reflected here. And if you want, you can change the properties, design, standard. This affects the size and everything like that. Header one, somewhat bigger it will be displayed. Yeah. Just I'm going to create just a simple text element. Just save it and check for the errors. No errors found. And I'm going to see you something, show you something. If you click on window tab, just expand this. Yeah, are you able to find? See here, in the window, default view is embedded, main view. So friends, whenever you execute this Webdynpro component, so you are going to see some window in the browser itself. So in the window, at least one view should be embedded there. So this window view layout is going to be embedded into the window, and that window is going to be displayed on the browser itself. Got it? And activate the Webdynpro component. Just activate these things. Yes. So in normal reports case, if you want to execute any report, you can directly execute the report of the activation, or else you have to create a T code and you need to execute the T code. Two ways are there. But in the case of Webdynpro component, if you want to execute any Webdynpro component, you should create a Webdynpro application just like as T code. So through Webdynpro application creation only you can execute this Webdynpro component. No alternative is there. So just right click on this one, create Webdynpro application. For this also default name is Webdynpro component itself, and you can change the name. Yeah, just I'm giving demo application. Just press OK. Yeah, see here, some mandatory properties are there for this one. One is component. So for which component this application belongs to, the current component. And this is interface view, nothing but window. So default window, what is the default window, is going to be displayed in the browser. So earlier I already told you that there may be many windows and many views for each and every Webdynpro component. Among those windows, which window is going to be displayed by default? So that window name should be mentioned in the interface view property. And forget about the remaining options. Later we can discuss these things. Just save this. Just local object. Yes, it's saved. And if you see, one default URL is created, and just go to applications, right click, test, or else just double click on this. You can press execute also, whatever it is, not an issue. And it's Windows Explorer is going to be open. This is the application title, whatever we have given, demo application. Yeah, see here, just a text view is got displayed. That's it, my friends.